ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಬರುವ ಹಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ?
ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಸಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತಲೇ ನಾನು ಕೇಳೋದು.
ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ?
ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹಿಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ MLS ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ MP ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದಲೂ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇವಾಗ ಹಣ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೇನು ಸರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಅಭಿಯಾನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಿಡ್ ಡೇ ಮೀಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವು ಶೌಚಾಲಯಗಳದೊಂದು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೊಠಡಿಗಳು, ಇವತ್ತು ಅಡುಗೆಗಳ್ದು ಕೊಠಡಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರಿನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು.
ಸೊ ಈ MLS MP ಜೊತೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಅದು ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮದು?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರಲ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಸದಸ್ಯರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರವರು ಇದು ಆ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರವ್ರ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ.
The administrative head of the ZP is the Chief Executive Officer or CEO.
What role does the administration play in facilitating good decision making in the ZP so that good decisions are made about the district?
Yeah, but before that, if any new schemes, any ongoing schemes comes, it is the first we administrators, we officers of all the departments, we educate our ZP members, that means Pratinidhigalu, at Zilla Panchayat level. The same thing is done at Taluk Panchayat by our EOs, executive officers and his officers at Taluka level. At Gram Panchayat level, the Gram Panchayat secretary will educate, first of all, he educate our nominated and elected representatives, and will tell them about the schemes, about the importance, about the guidelines, about the awareness. We make them aware of all the schemes. So it smoothens the things for implementing everything. And in consultation with them, by taking their suggestions and following the guidelines, we prepare the project and we implement it.
Do you think that the funds you get from the state are adequate?
Under so many schemes, both from state sector and central sectors, we are getting a lot of funds for this education department. Still, I feel that as I showed, there are some additional things has to be done to overcome the additional facility and everything. Still, some more funds is required. Of course, before the state government decide for any districts, they also conduct a preliminary meeting. They get all the details in a normal course, all the requirement from each and every district, in each and every sector, requirement, everything, and within the budget, and they allocate these things. There are also constraints. It is not my subject to talk about. It is not in my purview. But as far as my district is concerned, I can say that still, if any districts gets more funds, definitely there's a scope to improve still further.
Do you think that you can pressurize the state to give you more, and how?
You are asking a very kind of questions. No, we being officers, we being administrators, and we gather all the information, we gather all the inadequacy, the problems in each and every field, whether it is education, whether it is a health or any other kind of departments, and we prepare a project, we prepare a proposals, and we request the state government, and state government will try to give us the funds in some schemes, and they will also take the help of the government of India and everything. But it's an ongoing process. In one day it cannot be solved. It takes its own time.
It appears that there is no clear process in the ZP to formulate a well-argued demand for its health and education needs. In this case, the responsibility of the state government to maintain equity and put resources where they are most needed increases.
When it comes to the district sector, which is the ZP's budget, for instance, the health budget of a Zilla Parishad, in this case we are talking about Chitradurga, but it could well apply to any other district. How is that decided? Who decides how much to give to each district?
Actually, it's supposed to be decided by the by elaborate planning process, because some of us were involved right from 1986 when the Mandal Panchayats and the Zilla Parishad came into existence in Karnataka. At that time, whole concept was that participatory processes at the village level. And the village level, all the schemes have to converge, and then Mandal Panchayats come out with what can be done at their level, what can be done at the district level, what can be done at the state level. That type of a very elaborate exercise was contemplated. And subsequently, that whole spirit of bottom-up approach is lost. It's a fact.
So if there isn't this bottom-up approach in deciding allocations, then what is the approach? On what basis are allocations
No, but
made?
now allocations are made partly. There are the consultations. I'm not saying that there are no consultations, but consultations are taken up in a routine way. Now these consultations have to be done in a much more intensive way, and stakeholders, that is whether it is a Gram Panchayat or a Taluka Panchayat and the Zilla Panchayat. So one missing link I found that the entire planning wing of the Zilla Panchayats is very weak, because in the past there used to be DRDAs. So where they before coming of the Zilla Panchayat. So DRDA had the provision of hiring some specialists. Similarly, ZPs also got the provision. But how many Zilla Panchayats are going ahead with that?
I believe there is a process whereby information travels up to the state level. What happens to this information? How is it used? Do you make suggestions to the planning department about allocation of funds?
Independently, RDPR department consolidates all the proposals of the different departments coming under the district sector schemes. Similarly, what is required at the state sector scheme, centrally sponsored scheme, our department prepares it. They in the finance department, planning department consolidate the board, have a series of consultations. So process should be that suppose one Zilla Panchayat says that this is required for my district. If they want anything to be changed, it has to be referred back to Zilla Panchayat. Now that is not taking place. If that takes place, because any change, whatever proposed by the Zilla Panchayat, it has to go back to Zilla Panchayat. We should convince the Zilla Panchayat that this is not required, this is required, this additional can be provided, this we can brought down. Then this consultation is only one way. That's the reason there is a frustration among the Zilla Panchayats.
But so as of now, is it that the planning department at the state level more or less decides what should be allocated